All right. I think everything's all right. Welcome to GUFON tonight. Whoops. How is everybody this evening? It's Tuesday, the 18th of February, 2025. And how is everybody? Nice. Nice. We are going to talk about, and I'm going to go a little quick at the intros because we're running late. The afterlife. I had a very interesting conversation about the afterlife. And are we living? And I know we've talked about it, but this is a little different than normal. A matrix reality. Are we uploaded or born to be here? And what are the signs? What are the signs? Yes, there is evidence that we could be living in a non-reality reality. Really? No. I'm serious. It's true. So we're gonna, hey, come on, man. Why does it have to do this? Somebody. So tonight we're going to do that. We are bringing up reality tonight. Where are we? Where are we going? Is the reality what you think it is? Are we living in a matrix? Are we living in a prison for our mind or for the experience of being human? Human! Human! The hell was on my arm? It's good to be the king of mini golf. I kicked Michael's ass. Anyway, I had to say that in case he's here. Hey, Thor. Do you know why I saw the swirling fog? The swirling fog happened when I was using the military sleep technique. It's not that I see it all the time. It was the one time, and it scared me. It made me think that I haven't done the military thing since. I'm being honest. So, no, I haven't seen the swirly smoke. But thanks for asking. Brooke is here, huh? Hey. David Wilcox, not. Wilcox is here. How you doing? Sky Allen, how you doing? Is here. Brian Yates, Glenn Collins, the angel of GUFON, Jeanette Anjar. I haven't eaten much. As a matter of fact, I haven't eaten at all today, except for my drink. It's another one of those days, man. That's why we're late. Hey, Thor. Welcome to the show. Sky Allen, how you doing? Welcome, everybody. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. Metalhead, love you. But, we got a lot of show to do, so. Brian Yates. Kelly Lewis, how you been? Good to see you. Been a while. Tacey Hale says it's 11 degrees here in Fritch, Texas, and I'm gonna get down to 0. Do you know what 0 is? Exactly. I woke up with no electricity this morning. It was 10 degrees. And I still haven't warmed up yet. I even have the oven on and its door on. Wow. That sucks. So interesting you said that, because you just reminded me why I didn't feel good today. And what happened. I fell asleep last night, just on the chair, not intentionally, woke up and was freezing, shivering, because it got down to 42. And I forgot it was going to be a cold night. I didn't think it was going to get that cold, but it got cold. And, I don't turn the heat on. And it took me a minute. I had to go back into bed. I put my fleece shirt on. I put my robe on. And I got into bed, curled up in the fetus position, had my hands tucked underneath, and went to sleep. And then woke up hours later. I was so pissed. The whole day was gone. Gone again. This can't happen anymore. This cannot happen anymore. Thank you. Yeah, I was so cold. And I did warm up a little bit, but it's bad when it gets like that. I know what you mean. You just can't warm up all day. It's your consciousness. Yeah, I love that. I love it. It is. Ha ha ha. I'm about to see it too. My wake and bake. I haven't fully woken up yet, but I'm getting there. Yes, I do better when I'm half asleep, to be honest. I wish my whole life I was just asleep. Rich? What? You kinda are, asshole. Hey! Ready? Let's get started. If I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. Got a lot of show to do. We were late too. Jammer Travels. If you look, we've only been here 11 minutes and 20 seconds. And half of those minutes was the intro. I know. I'm going to tell you. I'm changing the intro. I know. But I didn't like the new one that I made. And also, I can't get it loaded onto here. It won't load. So I have to call them and get ready. Get ready. Get help. Get ready. I don't know what I'm doing. Has anybody here, and I mean this, ever died, come back to life? Anybody? I gotta tell you, I think I died when I was 36. I believe the year was 2006. So 88? I mean, I was born in 68, 78, 88, 98, 38. I was 38. And I've told this story, so I'm not going to get crazy and get all detailed about it again. But I think I've died twice in my life, in my sleep, from a heart attack or seizure. And I don't have any proof that I died. The only proof I have is that I didn't feel good. I was very lethargic. Pains in my chest and cramps. It was an interesting experience. But the weird thing is, That happened about a year before I had those dreams that I call, where I thought there was an alien at the end of the bed. It was shooting a beam into my left ear, and I woke up, and then I see the room is like a bluish white, and then the headboard, I see like a beam. So I follow the beam back into the arm of an alien. And then I looked at my wife and dog right next to me on the bed to see if they see it. And then I looked back at the alien and it was gone. A couple of nights later, I have a pain in the other ear and I'm facing the other way. And as I'm about to wake up, I hear in my ear, "I'll be in your head before you wake up." Remember? So these strange experiences, you know, I don't know if there's some sort of meaning to all this. Why I would have dreams like that is beyond me. I know what you're going to say. All you do is think alien, 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 alien. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But, I think about a lot of things, and a lot of them don't come up in my dreams, you know? So was I dreaming? Is the question. But I can tell you that I'm not the only one that has these weird experiences that can't explain. But I don't even know if I had a near death experience. But all I know is it follows the same processes almost to a T. But, maybe a little change here and there, but not everybody has the same exact experience. My experience, I'm going to be open here, and some of you are going to be like, bullshit. And some of you are going to be like, that's me. So I know I'm going to hit both sides of the spectrum, what I'm about to say. And if there's any children around, you may want to move them away because I'm going to be talking about some serious issues that some of you, maybe even them, are having thoughts about. So I don't want anybody to get the idea about what I'm going to say. Okay? So I'll give you a second to move the children, get the dog into position, get your loved ones, get some popcorn. Shut up, just say it. Okay, I'm ready. So I had a discussion with someone. I'm not going to name names, somebody you probably know. And we were talking about an experience this person just had. I'm not going to tell you it because I don't think I'm supposed to. It's personal. And all I can tell you is it triggered the thought process of life after death, the conversation. And when me and this person were talking, a lot of things were being brought up that were kind of interesting to me. And their experience was one where they think they had a visitation. And then that sparked the conversation. Well, maybe they're jumping in and out of dimensions, you know? So I don't know if it's spiritual, if it's alien. Is it both? That was one of the questions that was brought up. Are we seeing technology? Are we seeing gods? Are we seeing angels? Are we seeing demons? What did he see? Four beings. in an instant. This person said they were in the middle of doing something, finished what they were doing, turned around, and saw three beings, and one of them was sitting in his chair. Turns around to grab something, looks back, they're gone. He said he was in the middle of doing something with someone else, but got the impression that somehow he was in the middle of a deep conversation with these four beings already. Like he was taken out of a reality and brought into another one adjacent to where he was standing. He said felt friendly, they were non-threatening. And then that's when the question was brought up. Are they angels, or is this technology, or what are they? Where was I? What happened? How'd they get here? All these questions, all these questions. And it affected this person, the witness, to the point where kind of maybe a little PTSD, anxiety came in. But it's not uncommon to be visited. It's rare that you see it and remember it. But there's a small percentage of people that, for some reason or another, remember just a fragment. And that's all they need. And then you start questioning, well, did I imagine it? Do I trust my lying eyes? I wish that was me. Although, here's a kicker to everything. He was told, this isn't the bad thing I was getting to yet. This isn't what I was going to say. But he told me he's always asking to be visited. Ask the universe. Well, then we got into the conversation about death and what are we doing here? Why are we here? All that stuff. And then we were talking about, well, what about people who don't want to be here? Why are we here? Do we have a contract to be here? And if we cut the contract short and don't fulfill it, are we going to hell in the afterlife? And I was like, well, the Bible was given to us as a guide, even though it was written by man. It came through the God, the brain of God there, to control us all, tell us what we need to go by and live by. Bible. If you just take the words and make it an acronym, basic instructions before leaving Earth. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bee? See? But the thing I was going to say that I wanted you to remove the children from the room was because, as long as I can remember, after my brother was killed when I was 7, and I must have seen my parents go through a hell of a time, and the whole family. I don't remember much. Between the years after my brother died when I was 7 till we moved to Arizona when I was about 10 and a half, almost 11. I don't remember much of my life at all. It's weird. But I always, always, always thought about offing myself because I don't feel like I belong. My whole life. And the reason that was brought up, because when I had the experience of floating up out of my bed towards my ceiling and getting to the ceiling and putting my hands up thinking I'm going to, get crushed or whatever. My hands go through all the way up to my elbows and then stops. And I'm like this far away from the ceiling, and I turn around and I look at my wife and the dog and I go, "Huh, I know I'm supposed to love them, but I don't. I don't even care. I had no care in the world for them. And I didn't even feel guilty, but I imagined I should be. I said, I should feel guilty about this. This is weird." And then I turned back around to face the, the foggy, whitish, grayish, empty, vast openness of what looked like a hallway, but I couldn't see any ceiling or walls. It just gave that impression that's where I was. And and I felt so so much love and every other emotion I could possibly muster up at that time. And I knew as soon as I said to myself in the dream or whatever, I said, "Wow, so this is what death is." And then I slowly started coming back, and I was pissed. And I'm like, "No, man, am I going back into that body?" I said, "I don't want to go there." And then all of a sudden, you get about a foot away from your body, and it doesn't slam in, but it goes like real quick. It's weird. And I was back and I woke up and I had tears running down my face. And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I'm grabbing my chest and feel kind of weird. My wife woke up, the dog, I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I just had a crazy dream." Yeah. So that, God, that experience literally changed my view on everything. And here it is, probably a dream, but I don't know. I really don't. It was so unbelievably real. And all my dreams are like that. They're extremely real. They don't seem fake at all. I don't know how anybody on this planet says they dream in black and white or don't remember or not me. Anyway, so that brought up the question, so nothing matters? If you turn around and look at your family as you're going to heaven and say, "I don't really care about them anymore. I know I'm supposed to, but I don't." That's a weird thing to say. And I didn't like it, but I was okay with it as you're going to heaven. So the thought was, so nothing matters? You know how people, they say, "Oh, he's going to heaven. I'm sure he's going to be watching over us. I hope he's okay." Yeah, we're fucking great up here. Great. But people say that, right? "I hope he's okay." You're the one who's got to be okay. I could give a shit. I'm up here. Thank God. God. Thank the universe. By the way, if you want to help support Truthology for Ufology, all the links are in the show description. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. and become a member if you so choose. Thank you very much. And don't forget, you can like, share, and subscribe to Truthology, Bargavology. Maybe we should just make the channel. Maybe I'll make a new channel. T for T. No, T for you. Truthology, T for the number 4, ufology, T for you. No, might have to. I mean, look, 65 people here. We used to have 165 people here, 200 people here, but you know, YouTube is YouTube. And I'm me. And I'm not going to change just to make the ladies happy in the soy boy office at YouTube. Anyway, now all these experiences that I've had, not all of them, but that experience and maybe one or two others were life changing. What did I experience? Did I experience really dying while I was sleeping? I will never know. We'll never know. But I could tell you this: never had a dream like it before, never had a dream like it after or since. It is absolutely bizarre. When I did the voice and I was explaining to my wife, I'll be in your head before. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like me trying to disguise my voice so I wouldn't recognize it was me. So when I did the voice, I realized, oh my God, that was me. So when I said, I'll be in your head before you wake up, makes me think I cracked into that scene in what was the one where they went Mars, when they went to Mars and he's in the thing, the Running Man? Total Recall. It's like I went to the place where he's in the chair and he's about to go into the reality to go be a double agent and save the planet Mars. I felt like I was back in the chair. I felt like I was getting a glimpse into my real life where I was being injected with something to live this imaginary life. Now, what? Yeah, seriously. That's what it was like in the dream. Felt like I saw into the past, into reality. I was going to say something and I forgot what I was going to say. That's why I sound like this. Um, but one thing I never got around to was seeing anything or asking any questions or getting any answers to those questions that I had in my mind. Nothing to make me feel a little better about what happened, just the experience. And I'm guessing that's the way it is for billions of years. Contact, remember the movie? We'll do this again. You will, in time. Small steps. Small steps. What do you call her? Sparks. Small steps, Sparks. Jake Barber, the guy who came out with the egg-shaped story, you know, the egg and it was in the heart of that guy. He said he connected with the egg. And the egg was felt spiritual. It connected to his body, his mind, and his soul. I don't know about you, but the story could just be that with Jake Barber. It could just be a story that he memorized and is playing a part. Because we did not get to see the video of Jake Barber and his egg. Oh, well, Rich, we can't do that. It's top secret. Can't show you top secret. Oh, whatever. So what they did was give us the next best thing. It's what Jeremy Corbell does. Jeremy Corbell gets flare footage, tells us it's UFOs. Come to find out, the government thought those were UFOs too. The Army did. But after an investigation and a little research on the video, they found out it was flares. But because it tricked the Army and the government, it should be good enough to trick you. So Jeremy Corbell gets those videos that were tricking the government into believing they were recording and following, tracking, tracing UFOs when in fact they were just flares or drones or a plane or anything else Corbell tried peddling as a legitimate UFO was a misidentification of a mundane object. And that's the perfect type of evidence or non-evidence you would show the public. Hey guys, I got UFO. Well, they thought it was a UFO, but this is what it looked like. Well, actually, this is exactly what it looked like because this is the video of the flares that the government thought were UFOs. You be the judge. Now, if he would have done it that way, that'd be weird, but, honest. We don't get that in ufology. We get, here's what we thought it was. Here's what it actually looks like, but the flare, it's a caricature, that's all. So what you and I see are caricatures of the real thing. We don't ever get the real thing. Now, fast forward to November last year, or rewind, and we have this drone incursion. Angels, demons, people were saying. Spiritual? Very odd. We're living in odd times where people say, and it's been going on for a while, for many, many, many decades, people can talk to aliens with their minds across great distances in the galaxy, right? We've heard it a million times. We know people who make those claims, seem positive it's happening to them. But yet we never get any information that's substantial. Like, how can we stop global warming? The answer? Global warming is not your worst problem. Global warming is a cyclical issue and is not really an issue. Alien Google. Right? We don't get anything significant. Hey, Alien Google. Doo-doo. Yes. Can you tell me where or how I can become very rich? Doo-doo. You are already rich. You are a human living in the year 2025. This is the best time for humanity. It has never been better. Doo-doo. Thank you. Sure, I'm here to help. Doo-doo. I love you, alien thing. Doo-doo. Right back at you, Rich. So, my whole life, and you guys hear me talk about it, I always say I don't feel like I belong. I don't fit in with the norms. I'm too outspoken, too truthful, too loud, too everything. I don't know if I'm too loud, but I don't go walking down the streets going, aliens are real. I don't do that stuff. Do it here. Hasn't been better. Reality. This is the best time we've ever lived in. It's never been better. Today. Today. But I still want out. I do. And I want out. And if my parents weren't here, it would have already happened. Um, this is something that, like I said earlier, I've been thinking about since I was 8 years old, or 9 or 10 or whatever, right around there. It was when I still was living in New York. Years earlier, when I was about 6, one of the memories I have was being shrunken down. Like, if I was to give you, like, tell you the size of this can, right? I would be like this tall, maybe an inch. And I would be shrunk down, and I'd be really scared that I would run. I don't know how I got on the floor from the bed, but I would run over to, there's two beings underneath the lip of the dresser on the ground, like they're underneath a porch. But I don't see them. I just know they're there. And I run to them. And I look over my other shoulder, and there's a little dust bunny, like a ball of dust. And it was bigger than me. That's a pretty big dust bunny. If you're an inch tall and it's bigger than you, it's a good piece of dust. That wouldn't have happened in that house. There's no such thing as a dust bunny in my parents' home. It wouldn't have time to form. Let's just put it that way. We had white glove tests every Sunday for dust. Yeah. 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 At noon. At halftime. It's a true story. However, that was my first strange experience. It scared me. And I'm going to, try to explain, but there's something weird about being shrunk down to 1 inch. There was a feeling that I tried to describe to my mother at the time. And when you're being shrunk down, you get this, there's no feeling like it. I don't feel the feeling when I'm not shrunk down. So I don't know how to explain it. Plus, it was 40, 50 years ago at this point. But it was something that had to do with here, like the center. I don't know if it was the heart, but it always felt like there was something inside, like an implant. And here's the weird thing. For the last 5 years, I've been going through those stomach issues it's really weird. It's like, it's too coincidental. 50 years ago, I felt really weird in my gut and in my chest and my stomach and my organs when I was shrunk down to that little person. And then the rest of the day, I would have the feeling inside of me. And then at the time, I was able to just manifest the thought of that feeling, and it made me scared and sick. And what were they doing to me? Why did I feel that way? Yeah, I told my mother once. She says, "You're just dreaming. It's okay." And that was that. Never brought it up again. I realized she'll never believe me. However, it was true. And I was shrunken down probably half a dozen times until we moved. And God, it sucked. I hated that. Hated it. And I don't know why they did it. I have no idea why that would happen, why that dream exists. If it was reality, I don't know. All I know is it happened. Weird. However, it doesn't mean it's heaven or hell. And these are the reasons why I don't feel like I belong. Some of the reasons are from childhood experiences of seeing things, living through, uh, death of a brother, and then my dog a week later dies in my arms because I opened up the door. My parents got me a dog because my brother used to. We had one of those beds you pull it out and then you sleep next to each other. Uh, so my mother thought getting me a dog would be good, at the time, get my mind off my brother and all that. But it didn't work. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, and then uh, I opened up the front door, because my neighbor came over, and then his dog was behind him, and my dog saw his dog and ran out, and then ran in the street and got run over. And then I saw the whole thing. I blamed myself. Of course, I'm at fault, even though I had my foot there. The dog jumped over my foot to get to the. It's just that was a time in my life that it's imprinted forever. It's weird. It's weird how some things just never go away, ever. And that experience, living through that and seeing my parents go, being unhappy. I don't remember much, like I said, but it did enough that I chose never to have children because of those experiences. I wouldn't want to go through what my parents went through. I told myself that at 9, 10 years old. My mother's like, "Oh, you're gonna have grandchildren. You gotta have at least one. I just need one grandchildren child." So we moved to Arizona, and I was 10 and a half, fifth grade, going into sixth. School was right across the street. We lived on the corner. Crossing guard was right there. School was across the street. I would have to say almost immediately, I was having dreams about disc shaped UFOs. In the park across the street from where I lived, not the park, it was on a baseball diamond. And I've told the story, I'm not going to tell it again. But anyway, that's when the real stuff started happening. And we moved to Arizona, void of my brother. My sister, father, grandmother lived with us, mother, two dogs, Chippy and Gigi, and a bird. No, we bought the bird. That's right. We bought the bird later. But there was a lot of talk about the afterlife when I was a kid around that time. And we're not a spiritual. We did go to church, but I stopped going to church around 13, 14 years old. I found it to be hypocritical. I found the people that were going to church liars, sinners, angry older people, and I couldn't understand why every adult I would meet just seemed like an asshole. Yeah, that's Arizona, though. Arizona's got to be the most unfriendliest state because people don't grow up next to each other. Everything's far apart in Arizona. I don't know how it is now, but I've only been out of there 4 years. But anyway, started having these strange experiences and not knowing whether or not you're living a reality that just isn't real. I don't know. I'm pulling something up. Excuse me. All right. Where do we come from? Don't you feel like we're originally from Mars? Don't you feel like that? I do. I think we're originally from Mars. Yeah. 100%. And I've talked about this before, but what the hell? We don't have any fur. How did we, if we're derived from the chimp family, where did our fur go? Why do we sunburn? Very easily. Easily. You stay outside for 1 hour, no sunscreen, no shirt, you will have a serious burn, depending on where you live. But how is this indigenous? How are we indigenous to a planet that could literally kill us by standing outside? We can stand outside and get killed by the sun. That's 90 million miles away. Doesn't make sense to me. Why do we need to wear sunglasses if the sun is our natural distance from where we were born? Yeah, I don't know. Why do we have back problems? Huh? I don't know any apes or any chimps or any monkeys that have a bad back. I don't see them walking around with a stick or doing any limping or not. Yeah, it's weird. Very strange. And our body clock is more in sync with Mars than it is with Earth. Especially women and their cyclets, your cycles. Whoa! Breaking news, Trump. Oh, never mind. I thought it was something else. Anyway, we all have a reason to get up in the morning, right? Right? We all have a reason. But what's the reason to be here? That's the question, Johnny. Let's look at a video here. So, a lot of people are looking very closely at that egg video that Jake Barber talked about. And a crime scene expert, Scott Roeder, shows a very clean shot of the egg video, if it is the same video. Now, I want to show this to you because I don't think this is the same video. I think we're being lied to again. Look, and there's audio. Come on. This is not the same. And that looks like a balloon. Lowering it, lowering it. Come on. Look at how easily it rolled. If that was a solid egg and it weighed a serious... It wouldn't roll, would it? I don't know. See? You guys got it. You guys got it. And what happened to Pope Francis? He's got pneumonia in both lungs. He's done. Our semen and eggs are harvested regularly so the reptiles have fresh fetus soup. And it is absolutely scrumptious. Scrumptious. There's a word. Stephen A. Damn it with the egg! It's all just to make fun of the eggheads who think they know things. Ah. Very good. That was smart. The eggs, according to Overlander BC, are probably government transport shells used to cover up crafts in transport. Oh. Or just put them in an airplane. Yeah. Yeah, he did. He did get the jab. Don't you think it would not roll and instead dent the ground? Because it's soilish, not concrete. Yes. It was put down very gently. But what's funny is the sound of the helicopter. You know, they had to throw it in there. It's so stupid. They think we are so stupid because we are. Because they know nobody's going to do any research here. Nobody will. Look, wait till the end again. I want to show you something. I don't know, man. First of all, this. An egg, a real egg, doesn't reflect sunlight. Did you know that? Do you know why? It's to keep the predators from seeing them at night. If there's the moon is out and an egg is in the open, it won't reflect the moonlight. Look it up. Eggs are non-reflective. This is. That's because this is man-made egg. It's not a real egg. That's stupid. I don't like it. And I don't know if we'd see a dent on the ground. Like, is this it? Let's roll it back and see if that's where it came from. No. Boom. And it hit there. So it hit right around here, conveniently where they're covering it up. Yeah. Look at it. I mean, this does not look. I know it's man made. It doesn't matter. It's man made. It's man made. Man made. It's man made. Doesn't matter. Do you guys remember the. I know I'm getting a little off topic for a second just because I've been talking about death. Let's show you this. Another cylinder video captured from Flight 2292 over New Mexico on February 21st, 2022. And the funny thing is, there is nothing funny about the video. It's legit. So they say. I don't know. I don't know if I played this yesterday. I don't think I did. Check it out. It's pretty good. I think it's real. I think I showed this, right? No? Oh, yeah, I did show this yesterday. I thought it looked pretty real. It's hard to tell. It really is. It's so hard to tell. It's terrible. What's up, Dan Peters? Bob Marley, Stingray 427 man, UFO 91. How you doing? Philip Swain. How's everybody? All right, let's get rid of that. Dirty little home. And I'll show you one more video, then we'll get back to, where are we? Remember these? This was popular in the late 90s, believe it or not, this type of video. I think this is a balloon. See, you know what I would like to see? If this was a legitimate UFO, man, I would like to see the arms moving independently or swimming in the air instead of just dangling there like a freaking piece of art. Art Carney, Art Bell, Arthur, Artie Lang, Artesian. It's a balloon. That one's famous, though. Infamous. All right, Jake Barber, tell us about the American alchemy. What? He says this X-shaped object is an egg. Oh, wow. It's not popping up. Interesting. There it goes. Third time's a charm.
I can make the egg show up, and we have, and we've demonstrated it post-program, and we did it in August.
Oh my God.
In broad daylight.
Oh yeah, remember this?
At the moment we elicited the egg flies by in dead silence, moving at 10,000 miles per hour.
All right, one more.
Guy in the white tan suit.
You know, everyone likes to ask, why am I not afraid that someone's going to try and silence me with death? There are people that have died who were coming out.
Dude, that's not you. We don't care about other people.
And who were speaking out on our activities.
Anybody you know?
Yes.
Can you say anything more?
No.
Not the important questions. You have an important question, you will not get the answer. I promise you, Jake Barber. I love that, man. Not the man. I said I love that, comma, man. See, Jake Barber, if what he's saying did happen to him, say it's true, why didn't he ask about death? Ask about life? Ask about realities? Ask about multiple realities? Ask about a lot of stuff we don't have answers to. Instead, he wants to cry to it. Oh, you're so pretty for an egg. I love eggs in the morning. Egg scramble. I like eggs over easy. I just love you, man. He's an egg sack loving. Crazy time we're living in. However, did you know? There's a guy named Frank Galli, Galli, a former Marine Scout sniper that turned instructor, explains how he taught UFO program insiders like Jake Barber's in sniper classes to what he calls the DOE's energy alien people. And he explains that he never signed any NDAs. Isn't that nice? You guys know him? Well, you're going to get to know him. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody, if there
0.
was a unit out there doing something fancy, I was probably. And the funny thing is, I'm the picture. Like, I'm a footnote guy, because I was always in the back. I never needed to be in front. And a lot of times I did classes. Like, I laugh because I did a government class, the UFO guys, because that's a big topic now. I did their class, and I never signed an NDA because I was just Frank over there.
You're not important enough to sign an
I'm
NDA.
not important enough. Right. He's painting targets. Meanwhile, I'm teaching, but they're like, they don't remember I'm there. So I'll drink too much every now and then, and I'll start spilling UFO secrets and stuff. And I've actually had phone calls from them like the next day telling me to shut up. And
we are listening. We are watching.
They do. Like 100% listen. And we have, like, that guy talking UFOs right now, the A guy they just had on. Nah, we got guys that do it. And so wasn't him. And so yeah, I mean, there's UFO people, and so they're
He annoys me. He annoys me till no end. Very good scripts.
they're there, and it's just
That's
funny.
funny.
Well,
In training,
Well, and the thing
Here we
is
go, see?
I did all the classes at Rifles Only. What people don't know is we taught the alien people in government.
Okay.
They're hitters.
What?
We taught the alien people in government.
Okay.
They're hitters. They're head training guy is a CAG dude, or an original CAG guy, and they're all SEALs and all this stuff. But if you think about it, like when they went anti-Trump and they yanked his when Biden yanked his security clearance, his Q clearance, where does your highest clearance in government come from? Energy, Department of Energy.
Yeah.
And we did all their classes for all their alien people, and they don't give a shit. They talk about it all the time. They think it's funny when they get chased and all that and all. But the alien stuff goes back to the Manhattan Project. It's the same. Yeah. So that's why you can't. There's no disclosure, because it's Manhattan Project level. Through when it was the Atomic Research Commission, before it became the Nuclear Regulatory and Energy and all that. But all of that is under them, which is why nobody can tell us about it, because it's energy, 0 point energy, all the different. How does the spaceship fly? How does this work? How does that work? All the UFO conspiracies, when they're talking to CIA and Intel, those guys are just going to lie. They're just liars, right? Because that's their job. DOE.
Excuse me. All right.
And I did their classes. There's 325 agents. They got Mark 11s, Simrads. They're fucking hitters, man. Oscar. They're like, seriously, like.
Seems like he's telling the truth. Man. Yeah. We're going to start seeing a lot of people like Frank Gilly. We're going to start seeing a lot of people claiming they have seen something. You know what's sad? I want to believe, just like you. But without evidence, it's another good story. So I don't mind them whistleblowing this way, like he's doing on a podcast or, just casually speaking, instead of having to get up in front of everybody like the government, who could give a shit about this whole topic, and make this guy. I don't like it. You know what I'm trying to say. What I don't want in a whistleblower, which is why I liked what Frank was doing here, whether it's his script or not, I don't know. But he didn't go to Dopser, right? Didn't have everything fine-tuned for the public. That's not whistleblowing. That's just providing information. That's all they're doing. There's no whistleblowing. And besides, when Grush came out and did his thing, he didn't tell us anything we didn't already know. We know. Government bad, government have, government secret. We know. What are we going to do about it? That's the question, Johnny. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. None of us can do anything about it. We can't get in there. You can't. You have to be born in the facility and have that kind of access. You can't just walk out with the t-shirt. You know? Next stop Vega. Can't do it. But the alien did wear a shirt that said that. No, he didn't. He did. It said next stop Vega. I swear. Can you imagine? Oh, God, this world we live in. And then you have to get by security, the x-ray machine, how much you weigh. You know, they got that weigh machine. If it's off by more than a gram, you got to strip. There's not, you're not getting any information out. Nobody is. You can tell your stories till you're blue in the face, Johnny. But I'm going to say this. Do you find it really strange that Ryan Graves, for 2 years, he and his fly buddies were out there doing sorties, whatever, missions, practice, and they saw UFOs on the regular almost every day? Every day? Yeah, every day, he said, for 2 years. And you're going to tell me nobody has a picture? Nobody snook up their cell phone and took a picture, an unauthorized picture, maybe of the radar? Oh, I guarantee it. Ryan Graves has got that evidence. He was the radar guy, right? He was the guy who sent out the spoof radar to the enemy to trick the enemy. Didn't he create that or something like that? Yeah, pretty interesting guy when it comes down to that stuff. But I think either Ryan or one of his fly buddies has that evidence on a cell phone or on their regular helmet cam. I don't know, whatever they use. Dash cam. There you go. I'm telling you. Yeah, see? Yes, we do. They do. Yeah. Paul Callaghan Fowler says we have money facilities, like cash facilities, maybe the mint. I don't know. They weigh you on a toilet in case you got an extra 40 grams of notes somewhere. I bet. Hey, man, they don't have to see you pooping or anything. They just got to see the weight, right? But you can't get away with jack squat. You have literally got to get the evidence like in your eyeball, and your eyeball's the camera. So you got to be a guy who's got a fake eye, who turned it into a camera. Oh, that would be incredible. Wouldn't that be great? Just in case you get poked in the eye. Hey, I want a new cam eye. Can I get one of them? They have them. There's a guy who lost these 4 fingers and he turned them into Terminator hand. Pretty cool. But thanks, Paul. Just seeing what you guys are saying. Now. Hey, what's up, Squash? What a great name. Sasquatch. Squash. Squash. What is a hitter? Whistleblowers that use a dog whistle thinking they're clever for the fact. Yes, I understand. Yes. Right. Thank you, Dan Peters. I see high tech, no aliens. All right. So, just to bring this back, the aliens are gods. They're the gods. Wouldn't you agree? Hey, Paul, no, I don't know. Sometimes I don't. But thanks for saying that. It's always fun here, Richie. You know that. I forgot what I was saying. It doesn't matter because nothing matters. Did anybody ever see that video of Jim Carrey? Let me pull it up. I don't know if I could play it though. Where, I don't need to, I'll tell you. He's being interviewed by Entertainment Tonight, something like that, at a red carpet show. And she goes, "Who are one of your favorite icons?" And he goes, "Icons?" You know, and he makes the face. And she's like, "What?" He goes, "Icons." He goes, "None of this really matters. We're not even here. We're just a bunch of tetrahedrons banging into each other. We're just existing, but it doesn't matter." Right? And then he did his little, faces and stuff. And he's right. Nothing matters, but don't take my word for it. You're going to have to die and come back to figure that one out, because that's true, I think. I don't know. And I'll tell you this. There's been many people who have died and have experienced the same exact thing I did when I turned around and I see my wife and my dog on the bed as I'm still raising up to the ceiling, to the heavens, and I say, I know I'm supposed to love them, but I don't care about them. Wow. That was weird. That's a weird thing to say. But that's exactly what other people say. So what does that mean? That all of this doesn't matter? Oh my God, I just realized something. Yeah, when you're dead, it doesn't matter. Maybe that's what they meant. When you're dead, it doesn't matter. Now I'm confused. I didn't think of that. It's not fair. We come into this life. Think about how we're born into this life. Let me tell you another reason why we are not indigenous to this planet. We're supposed to be born in a lab out of test tubes. But they gave us this prison planet to exist, coexist, and to learn from us. So we think. We don't know. But, whatever makes sense. And we're brought here to learn the human emotion, the experience of pain and pleasure, all at the same time while trying to survive. When you are born, you're dead if nobody's helping you. For the first, I don't know, 16 years of your life till you can get a job legally? And between boys and girls, there's options that you both have. Separate but equal, but different. Yes, those first 15 years, you need help. What other animal? A horse is born, and it doesn't just, sit there going, "Oh, are you going to feed me?" No. When it's born, it goes, "Holy shit, that's grass? I've been thinking about it the whole time. Every time you have grass, I want it too. Oh, I can't believe how good it tastes this way. Oh, I was having digested grass. This is so much better. Oh, it's fresh. I can smell it. Right? Oh, Richardson. A $2 Canadian coin at that. Love from Canada. Hey. Hey. Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul Richardson. Good to see you, too. Appreciate that. First one tonight. And a continuing supporter of GUFON. Thank you. So, a horse, a deer, a pig, they fend for themselves. There's very few that can't. Birds, they can't for, I don't know, several weeks. So, that they get picked off a lot. They get eaten a lot. Baby birds. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want an honest answer. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Me neither. They don't exist. They don't. And I saw one get hit by a car. No blood. No. No blood. Feathers, like, oh my God. No blood? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Feathers. Do you remember the baseball player, pitcher, and legend, Randy Johnson? He's one of the few back in the day that you feared in baseball. Not only because he was 6'11", but because he was intimidating as hell. And he was a left-hander that could throw 100 miles an hour. First came up in Seattle, drafted, went to Arizona, won a championship. Anyway, during a game as a Diamondback, he threw one of his 100-mile-an-hour fastballs as a bird intersected it. And it's one of the biggest explosions I've ever seen of a bird getting hit. But there was no blood. And that day, birds aren't real was born, I think, right? No? Maybe I'm making that part up, but the Randy Johnson here, I'll pull it up. Randy Johnson bird hits bird. I can't even watch this thing. This is crazy, kids. Now, if there's any children in the area and you don't want them to see a bird getting hit by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, well, this was probably towards the end of his career. 97, 95 maybe. You may want to remove the children. And the bird's going to come in from here, the right. Going to go here. The ball's going to go there. Just play it. Saddest day in baseball history. No, not Babe Ruth passing away. No, not Lou Gehrig saying he's got Lou Gehrig's disease. But this murderous. Do you know he got death threats over that? Yeah, pretty sad. He said he not only felt horrible about that, but he felt more horrible for anybody that saw it. No blood. When they found the bird, it was featherless, as if plucked. When they got the ball, no blood. You know, baseballs are white. No blood. Interesting, isn't it? Why that bird chose to commit suicide At that time, we'll never know. We'll never know. Can you imagine Randy Johnson in the middle of the night? He's having nightmares about it. The bird! He's waking, goes back to sleep. But boom! I can't watch it! That was I didn't see it happen live, though. Yeah, that was fun. Poor bird. He was just chilling at the old stadium like he always does. Hey, John, what are you doing, Flaps? I'm going to get in close today. No, you know it's dangerous. Anything can go wrong. Nah, don't worry about it. No, seriously, don't. Let him go. He's always got to do things his way. Hey, Flaps, be careful. You be careful. Hey, don't forget to pick up the Oh. All right. Moon. The moon is always ignored. What is the spherical object that our ancestors were fascinated with? Mars. That's right. Good one, Flaps. Poor Flappy. Mars. Why? What was our fascination? Why not the moon? The moon's right there. The moon gives us light at night when it's out, reflecting the sun, the earth, and all. Why wasn't that? Huh? Yeah. Did I hear bells go off? I did. Nathan from the Quantum Show. It's Nathan. Nathan from the Quantum Show. Nathan donated $1.11 to Truthology for Ufology. Nathan is a good friend of the show and a good supporter of the show. I said it backwards. Nathan from the Quantum Show. Grazie. 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 Hey, thanks for being a continuing supporter. Good. Thanks, Nathan. The moon gives us a lot to think about. But Mars gets all the action. Why is that? I think we're from there. I really do. I think we came here maybe 25,000 years ago. Or 12,200 years ago during the Upper Dryas. Did I say that wrong? Do you remember? The big flood. The melting. The melting of the polar caps from Canada over the United States. Why did they melt? Why was there a flood? Because apparently, according to some researchers and geologists, they think there was a meteor shower, which we see every year, right? That one. And it dropped a lot of rocks, and it melted the ice, creating floods. Floods, I tell you. The amount of water that was displaced, unimaginable. But it happened, so they say. And there's evidence of it, so we see. However, that doesn't tell us where we came from. It tells us nothing. That just might be when we got here. But I don't even believe that. I believe we came here 1,000,000 years ago. That's right, I said it. A very long time. And I believe we experienced extinction level events. We've rebounded, repopulated the planet, and did it several times. Did we do it with the help of the aliens? I don't know. Who's to say we're not the aliens? Although we might be a hybridized alien, we could be made in a test tube. That could explain the loss of hair, the burning that we get if we're out in the sun too long. Our eyeballs are sensitive to the sunlight. For what reason? I don't see deer and antelope with glass on their eyes. I don't see them, doing this with their hoof. Oh, it's another hot day today. The freaking sun, my eyes. I'm so sensitive, Never happened. Nope. Did we come from chimps? But here's the best question of all. The only one that matters. Who are we? We'll be back after this message from Douche. Mom? Yes? I don't feel so fresh. What do you mean, dear? Well, me and Johnny were, messing around and I kind of smelled myself. Do you think this is appropriate? I mean, really, Mom, I can smell you right now. Please help me. All right, well, close the door and I'll tell you my secret. Do you have the smelly odor down there? Do you think it's time to trim your hair? Do you, or does your spouse wince at the thought of giving you pleasure? Well, you probably have to use this. 0 smell. You just drink a little, swallow it, and when you're about to go south of the border, just hold your breath, because that's all you can do. Mom? Yes, dear. Me and Johnny are going to have a baby. It worked. Thank you, 0. So, back to the show. These sponsors are good people. I told them I'd help them, so. Hey, everybody's got problems. I know it's not for the UFO show, but it happened and that's that. It was a one-off. Were you unhappy? Did you learn something? It was a one-off. It'll never happen again that way. But we're not from here. We're not. I think we're from Mars. It makes sense. Our body clock matches with Mars's. Right? We're in, and especially the women, we're in sync with Mars. That's why we have this yearning for Mars. And we may get there with the help of Elon Musk. Hopefully he can do it. Hopefully. You know what I mean? Now, everything tonight pretty much can't be proven. Everything we talk about on this show, 95 to 98% of it can't be proven. My experiences are very similar to yours and others, and maybe a little different here and there, maybe something majorly different, but it's all in the same vein. It's that what the, where the, how the, who the, but why? What happened? Did we get in trouble? Was there an attack on the planet Mars? And the reason I bring up Mars, because it's the only one that makes sense. And I think we're gonna have to go there because I think there's structures on the Mars, yeah, on the Mars, and I think we need to find out what really happened. The sad thing is, I don't know if we'll ever get the message in this lifetime. One thing I want before I pass and leave this wretched planet, no, it's beautiful. I want to know a lot more about Mars. I want to know if Cydonia really does have a pyramid on there, in there, around there. I want to know what it's made of. I want to know if there's writing. I want to know if there's more artwork. I want to know if there's a tunnel system. Remember the glass tunnels that were Richard Hoagland would go on the Art Bell show and talk about these so-called transportation tunnels? I'm not so sure they were tunnels, but it looked like it. I think it was just the sand got melted, and I think it looks like that for a reason. But the shape, nonetheless, is weird. The whole planet screams of civilization. Absolutely, there was water on Mars, all over, and it was a lush environment, like Earth, but it doesn't have plate tectonics. However, you want to know something really weird? You want to know something bizarre? It's got two moons, little moons, Ios and Phobos, right? Something like that. And were they brought there, or were they just part of the system, of the solar system and part of Mars itself? Because I'm wondering, because the Earth needs the moon to stabilize it, because when it was hit, whatever hit it threw it and spun it and threw it off its axis. The moon comes in, slowed that spin down to what we have today, and is the only reason we're able to thrive here on Earth. It gives us the four seasons, it gives us stability. It's amazing. And there was a time when there was no moon. There's so much we don't know. It's not fair. It's not. Why? Why hold back information? Are we living here under is it an authority? What kind of regime would that be? Very bad one. Very bad regime. Are we being held against our will? Are we living on a prison planet in our mind? That's what I want to know. You know that movie where when you're in prison, they put you in a tube and you go to sleep, but you dream and all this other shit. So I don't know what. But Minority Report. Is it Minority? I think it's Minority Report. And I think we're living that. I think we're in something like that. In between Minority Report and the Mars movie with Schwarzenegger. But why? Tell you why. Jim Carrey, the reason I brought him up, because he said none of this matters. None of it. My experience floating up into the heavens, same thing. When I turned around and looked at the dog and my wife, I said, I know I'm supposed to love them, but I don't. I don't know why. Because we are put into either a prison or we chose this experience. It's a game. That's it. We're living in a game. And if that's true, then nothing matters here. I have a hard time believing that as a legitimate theory, but why can't it be that simple? Why? Think about it. The Big Bang. What is the Big Bang? Please, that's the turning on of your life. Life. I don't know, man. But we see some weird things that don't make sense. Ghosts, spiritual weirdness. People see aliens. I'm telling you, I watch the videos. I don't know what's real and what's fake, but I think I'm a pretty good judge when it comes to seeing how people react to that stuff, which will help me make my decision on whether this is real or fake. And a lot of the times, guys, I see a lot of good stuff. I see a lot of people acting according properly, not overacting, not underacting, but they are at the appropriate level of insanity when they have these experiences, because it would drive me insane too. That was loud. Hold on, I want to check my cameras. Now I've got cameras all around the house. Isn't that nice? 2 in the front, 2 in the back. I know I'm crazy. I just, I value my safety, especially when people say they want to kill me. I'm moving the camera. Huh. Well, the bottom, this camera's moved. Huh. All right, I'll check it out right after the show. Anyway, we don't know if we're living in this is reality. So very hard to tell. And if we are living in like a prison planet for our mind, we'll never know till it's over. And you know how there's rules? Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. See, when you're on this journey, this game of human, right? When you're doing this, and let's say you take someone's life, it's not real, but it's in the game. Well, you do get in trouble. Not just here. Oh, come on, man. Oh my God. Hold on. Not just here, but there's penalties. That's why these rules are put into place. Those people also are here on a mission. Everybody you see is here doing something for the greater good. And we all have a role to play. And if you take someone out of that role, well, now we've got a problem. That role needs to be filled. And we can't find anybody that quick. Okay, they just found somebody. See, what a minute is to us is an eternity. Lasts forever. Or it goes by real quick. Either way. But you're going to be penalized. And I'll just call it what it might be, the afterlife. You could be in a lot of trouble. Sit in purgatory for 1,000 years. Do you know how long that is? You would go insane. So don't cut somebody else's experience short while you're playing human. Not that hard. But the problem is, if you don't get the support from your parents when you're a sap, when you're very little and you can barely walk, building the values and the morality of being a human and treating others the way you want to be treated, it's supposed to be instilled into you as a very young human. And if it isn't, you're going to act out more than the other humans who had that kind of assistance and teaching and know-how. It's hard to feed one bird if you can't protect it. You got to have two, mother and a father, right? Got to have mother and a father. Father goes and collects, mother stays home, protects. Right? Very hard to survive this world alone. And why would they do that to us? Because they want us to bond. We need human contact as humans. So they instilled that in the program. You should have two parents. If you don't have two parents, then your life's going to be twice as hard than the person with one. That's just the program. And I know you're going to say it. Yeah, it's reality. See? The game of life. Right? Some people are born with different, we all have different abilities, skills, right? Some people are very funny. Some people aren't. You have happy people, mean people. You have people who can invent. You have people who can create. You get it. But what is it all for? No, really. Is there a meaning to the things we do here? Or is it all for nothing? Because I did not like what I felt. When I was leaving, my arms are in the ceiling, and I turn around and I say, I know I'm supposed to love my family, but I don't. At that point, as I'm saying goodbye. Now, I know you might want to say, Ray Rich, it was a dream, chill out. You didn't really die. Maybe. But it goes in line with the experiences that happen to other people all across the planet. I'm not special, nor claim to be. I just had a special experience, which, by the way, every one of us is going to experience to some degree. It may not be exactly the same, and I don't think it is. Just a hunch. I think we all have the ability to, I don't know even how to word it. Talk to the universe? All right. Here's what you need to do. I'm going to give you the secret to life, and I'm going to start doing it myself. Ask the universe what you want. And then, yes, imagine getting it in your mind. Imagine the whole process in your mind from you asking for it, what happens in between you getting it and asking for it. And all those things should be in detail like you've never detailed before. Because the more detail you have, the universe can't tell the difference between reality and thought. It's just the loophole in the system. And those who can do this manifestation step by step by step and have the patience and the wherewithal to understand shit's gonna be real, and to not rush it, do it calmly, take five minutes twice a day. Do it when you wake up so you don't forget, and then do it right before you go to sleep. I'm able to do it and put myself to sleep while I'm in thought. That is the best way to manifest a reality you are looking for. What time it is? Hey. Shh. Boop, boop. We only have one shot at this life. And we all don't get the same start. All of us come from different places at different times, and we're all just trying to survive. Really. We ask for help. Prayer is good, right? But do you know what you're doing when you're praying? You're doing the law of attraction. You are manifesting what you want with the words. You're continually manifesting. You're continually talking to the universe. So be careful. If you're a negative person, negative shit will continue to happen to you. Because you constantly are thinking about it, talking about it, letting everybody know about it, playing the victim about it, instead of just going on about it and forgetting it. You can't change what just happened. Okay, somebody dinged your door. It's not the end of the world. Okay, no reason to get crazy. But that person is going to have a miserable time. Like, because you know those people, like Karens. Give me a manager. Da, 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 da. You don't have a right. I should get that for free. And then 5 minutes later, and they're still going on. Then the cops get there talking. Ma'am, calm down. I am calm. This is me being calm. You don't have a right to da da da. Right? And they keep going. Then they get in their car. They drive off and get killed because they didn't see the stop sign while they were yelling and screaming and recording you. What is that called? Oh, karma. We forgot. Did we forget to talk about anti-karma? Yes, until now. Karma. Oh boy, is karma real? Is it real? Is it? There's different levels of karma, different degrees on how fast karma happens, depending on the person, the situation. Really, karma knows when to get you. It waits for you when you least expect it. That's karma. So, you want to be an ass? Somebody cut you off. Did you get hit? No, but they could have, but they didn't. Relax. It's upsetting. Got it. But there's no reason to slam their car, kick their tires, and all that stuff. People are losing their minds. Karma will get them. And depending on who you are, karma will get you at the best time. Oh, it's getting me. Oh, it's gotten me. You don't think I know all the things that I say? Even though true in my mind, I think they're true. Morally, what I'm doing isn't right. So karma doesn't like that. And I'm paying the price. Health issues, my foot, money. See? They get you. And I bet you this. I bet you if I did have the funds, I'd be either more sick or something, my air conditioning would go out. It would get karma get you. Now, I want to ask you a question. Let's say I'm like a saint. I'm Father G, right? And I'm being honest. Let's just play this out. Listen, check this out. I was a great kid. I didn't steal. I shared my toys. I listened to my parents. I went to school. I did everything right. Then why the hell did I have to get certain disease? I don't know. I don't want to say anything and make people out, well, I've got diabetes. So, I've had cancer. So I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean? Even good people go through the bad shit. Is it karma? Even though it happens to a saint? Is it karma? How's that fair? See, these are the questions that we need to ask because you got to know whether karma is real or not. I like to think it is because I don't really think it is a thing. Bad things happen to people all the time. And you heard me say in support, because I was just making believe, because I really don't believe in karma. I believe it's chance, it's the numbers, it's where you're at, it's all situational. If you sit at home every day and don't go out and work from home, you shouldn't have any bad stuff happening to you other than, maybe your lights go out or, you run out of food or, stuff like that. Well, that could be karma. Anything could be karma. I think it's just chance. Numbers game. That's all. Life is tough. It ain't easy. And we need each other to survive. We need each other from the day we're born. And it pains me that as a society in today's day and age, we can't get along because of a president, of a belief, of a religion. And what is it all for? Because if it doesn't mean anything, that would suck. Right? But here's probably what's going on. I think we are in some sort of matrix reality. It explains a lot of the weird things. It explains sightings. It explains Bigfoot. You know what Bigfoot is? Bigfoot is probably the tree technician. Comes in and looks around. He's got to wear that suit. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. But what if Bigfoot is real outside of this reality that we're magically living in? again, I'll ask you this question. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Never have. Not in the wild. I haven't even seen a picture of a baby pigeon. Are there any? Matter of fact, I need to know this. Baby pigeon. Pidgeon. Baby pigeon images. Oh my God, they're adorable. No wonder why, because they don't look anything like their parents. They don't look anything like they look like when they get old and ugly. See? Can you get me out of there? Put me in the thing. Yeah. Isn't that cute? Hi there. So there you go. Look at this. Look at that guy. Look at those eyes. Isn't that alien? Doesn't that look like alien eyes? Aw. Look at the weirdness. So weird looking. Ugh. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm starting to have a little agita. Got to get out of here. But sorry I was late. But thank you very much for hanging out and pondering a lot of stuff. We all have our different beliefs. And whatever works for you, that's what you should stick to. You don't want to go to church? Don't go to church. I stopped going when I was 12 or 13. And, I'm okay. Because God is everywhere. The universe is everywhere. Whatever it is you want to believe in it if it makes you feel good and doesn't hurt anybody. Scientologists, who cares? Mormons, who cares? Catholics, who really care? They're the worst, to be honest. We are. I don't even know. I don't even follow it since I was 12 or 13. I'm so tired of the whole religion thing. I was tired of it at 12. When I was 7 years old in first grade, and I remember this day because my first grade teacher was sitting right behind me, Ms. Whitman. She used to grab you by the back of the neck, get in the line, and squeeze really hard. Used to tell my mother about it. My mother would go, well, get in line. I was just abused at school. So get in line. All right. I didn't say that because we grew up in a time where it was okay for another adult to somewhat discipline your child acting accordingly. But anyway, I'm in church and my mother gives me the book to read along, whatever the passage was, right? And I go, I've heard this story, I told her. Read it anyway. And I go, but it's not real. And I turned around and I saw Ms. Whitman go like that. Changed the course of history. My whole life changed right there with that comment. From that point on, the pinch on the necks became punches in the gut. No, I'm just joking. But it was weird. I remember saying that, and I said, and I'm talking to my mom in church, right? And I'm like, but he wouldn't be able to stay up on the cross. His body weight couldn't hold him. They'd have to tie him. And I'm telling my mother this. She's like, who taught you this? And I said, but I don't know. It just makes sense. I know I'm a weird kid. But I did say those things. How do I know? Because I remember saying them, but not only that, it becomes the topic at dinner sometimes, during holidays when family comes over. Hey, Richie, you still doing the UFO thing? And then my mother would go, oh, you wouldn't believe the bullshit. No, she wouldn't do that. She didn't do that. They're very proud of me. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow. I believe tomorrow Jeff Willis is coming on. So hopefully I'll be okay. And we'll be okay. We'll do truthology for ufology. We'll do it for you. Okay. Oh, we're going to do it. Oh, look at us. We're going to do it like you're doing something. This just in. Alien invasion. Nah, no invasion. It's never going to happen. Until next time, kitten caboodles. Where are you from? What do you believe? Do you think we come from Mars? Do you believe really we're indigenous to planet Earth, where we lose our fur, can't see in the sun, get burnt in 20 minutes? Yeah, that makes sense. Riddled with disease. Ugh. But I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Alien bless.
There's a good thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it sound like one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?